Hello again. Are you guys ready for the last chapter? It's so exciting. I can't wait to see how this ends. I mean, I think we have seen kind of like the climax, but to see maybe how it all comes together for the last chapter, the concluding chapter. So do you remember what happened last time? Lemonade was out on her own and she met the Littlefoot. And he ate the Twinkie from the palm of her hand. Oh, it was so cool. All right. Last chapter, chapter 53, Lemonade. How could you have not taken a picture? Tobin demands for the zillionth time in a row. We're all sitting around Charlie's kitchen table. Me, Debbie, Charlie, Tobin. That same night after they come back from visiting Scotty at the hospital. Debbie told us that Scotty is making great progress already and the doctors think he'll be able to come back home soon. Tobin says he beat Scotty in 6 out of 7 games of checkers, but he thought maybe Scotty let him win some of them. I told you, I sigh, a loud sigh. It happened so fast that my brain just stopped working. I didn't know what else to do. How about snap a Polaroid? Remember? Always a picture first. Always a picture. I know, I say. But I already told you my brain stopped working. It was like I was frozen in my skin. So let me get this straight. Tobin holds his head in his hands. Instead of taking a picture with the camera hanging from your neck so that Bigfoot Detectives Inc. could go down in cryptozoological history and make a discovery that would be in every science book until the end of time, you shared your Twinkie? He says the last word real slow, like he can't believe his ears. And you were wrong too. And you were wrong too. He did like it, I tell him. He ate the whole thing in one gulp. And only a few chews. Tobin slaps his forehead and shakes his head. I can't believe you didn't get a picture, he says again. But I was right? Who cares? I care, I say. He slapped his forehead and shakes his head again. It's not like I planned it or anything, I say. I couldn't think. I turn to Debbie. I couldn't. My brain froze up. Of course, Lemonade. Debbie touches my arm. What a frightening experience. I would have been terrified. I was scared for sure, I say to her. And then turning to Charlie. But then I remembered what you said about him being more scared of me. And he was, Charlie. He really was. Are you sure it wasn't someone in a suit? Tobin glares at me with his arms crossed. Very funny, I say. But you know what? You can ask me that, but I don't even care. You want to know why? Because it was real. I look at Charlie and then at Debbie. A real, live being with eyes and a nose and even black fingernails. Black fingernails? Debbie repeats. Yeah, I say. And crooked toenails, too. Tobin huffs a loud sigh. I can't believe you saw one. He looks straight at me. Before me. I'm the founder and the president of Bigfoot Detectives Inc. You're just the assistant. It isn't fair. Well, maybe it's time to change that, I say. Change what? What do you think she's going to suggest? Change what? My status? I look at Charlie and he's giving me a toothy grin. Bigger than any toothy grin I've ever seen on him. I like it, Charlie says. You do? I ask. Are you kidding? Of course I do. Tobin looks back and forth between Charlie and me, back at me and then at Charlie. You're saying that you want to be real half and half partners? Tobin asks. I think about it. 50-50, I say, smiling. Wit Sky, Bigfoot Detectives Inc. Tobin studies me. That means you're saying, he asks. Yep. For good? Yep. So what is she saying? that she's staying, right? She wants to build her life there. For good? Yep, I say again. Cross your heart? Cross my heart, I say. Not gonna change your mind? Nope, I say. Not gonna blow this taco stand? It's a popsicle stand, a popsicle stand. And no, I'm not gonna blow this popsicle stand. He leans back in his chair and looks at me for a long time with wrinkled eyebrows. How about we just keep it Bigfoot Detectives, Inc., and I make you vice president? You can be in charge of the operations. Well, some of the operations, he says. You mean like moving the message pad? I ask. Oh, that's a whole different level of security clearance. I roll my eyes. Well, are you in or not? He asks. I think about it. Deal, I say, holding up my hand. He holds out his and we shake on our new partnership. I think a promotion like this deserves some ice cream, Debbie says. Don't you agree, Charlie? Charlie clears his throat a bunch of times before he answers. Why do you think he's clearing his throat so much? Maybe he's like, oh, this is such a nice moment. Feeling emotional. Absolutely, he says. Strawberry? I smile up at Debbie. What else? Debbie grins back at me and places an arm around my shoulders. Vanilla, Tobin states flatly. Debbie and I look at each other and laugh. Wait. Tobin slaps both palms on the table and then darts up and out of the room. The screen door bangs and we hear his footsteps pound down the porch steps. Where in the world is he going? I ask Debbie. Oh, wait, I know. I have to sign in triplicate, right? She just smiles and takes a sip from her flowered mug. Decaf with more cream than coffee and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Charlie pushes his chair back and leans toward the counter. He grabs the big manila envelope, the one full of official papers that Dolores Jaworski left at the store. He carefully opens it and pulls out a packet of pages stuck together with a single staple. You really sure? He asks. This time, I don't even have to think about it. I'm sure, I tell him. I don't want to leave you or Tobin or Debbie or Miss Dickerson or Mr. Harold or Scotty or even the Bigfoot. He smiles and I smile too. Debbie sniffs and wipes at her eyes with the corner of a folded paper towel. I watch Charlie scribble his name in cursive on the line at the bottom of the page and then slip it back in the envelope. He licks the top and seals it tight. It's official. You're stuck with me, he says. I lay my head on his arm and smell the Irish Spring mixed with Old Spice. You're stuck with me too, I say. There's nothing I want more, and he places his large hand gently on my head. The screen door bangs again, and Tobin is back, and all out of breath, and lobbing something in my direction. Here, he says. I catch it. I know exactly what it is the minute it touches my hands. I lay it on the table and smooth out all the wrinkles. What do you think it is? A tan safari hat of my very own. And not just any safari hat. One with hand-printed letters across the brim. Bigfoot Detectives, Inc. When did you... I knew you'd change your mind, he says. You're lemonade. You have been all along. You just forgot. I knew you'd find it again. Yeah? I ask. Yeah, he says. Here, let me put it on you. I get up from my chair and he pulls the hat down on top of my head and then adjusts the strap until it's so tight I can hardly swallow. We stand there staring at each other with big goofy grins on our faces in our tan safari hats strapped tight under our chins. Lemonade Liberty Wit, I hereby promote you to Vice President of Bigfoot Detectives, Inc., and I hereby promote you to a full-fledged Bigfoot detective. But first, raise your right hand. Not again, I exclaim. It's for a whole new level of clearance, he tells me, raising his right hand high in the air too. Oh, I say, raising mine. I, Lemonade Liberty Wit, promise with all faith and allegiance to follow all Bigfoot Detective Inc. protocol herein set forth by Tobin Skye, the founder and president. Give me a break. Say it. I repeat it, but only with another big eye roll about the whole faith and allegiance thing. And I will well and faithfully perform the duties of the office of Vice President with Bigfoot Detectives, Inc. What does a wheel well have to do with anything? It's not a wheel well, it's will well. That's what soldiers say in their oath. I still don't see what a wheel well has to do with it. It's not, just say it. With a wheel well, I will do the job of Vice President with Bigfoot Detectives, Inc. Tobin eyes me. Close enough, he says. And I hereby promise not to blab any confidential cryptozoological information. And I promise I won't move the message pad because I still haven't obtained the proper level of clearance. I drop my hand. Come on! All right, he smiles. I guess you're official. Charlie and Debbie raise their coffee mugs and cheer. My fingers touch the brim of the hat, my very own safari hat. And I feel myself grinning so hard that my cheeks hurt. Well, what do you think? I ask him, posing like I'm searching for the next mid-tarsal break footprint. He peers at me over his wire rims, studying me like one of his puzzle pieces. I think, he says, it's a perfect fit. I think so too, I say. How about a yellow legal pad? Do I have clearance for that? Tobin thinks about it. Maybe, he says, and then grabs my arm. Wait, was that the green phone ringing? Tobin Skye, don't you even think about it, Debbie says. It's 9 o'clock at night. The Bigfoot can wait until morning. Oh, Mom, time means nothing to the cryptozoologist. Well, it means something to the cryptozoologist's mother, she smiles at Charlie. Tobin huffs a big sigh and then looks at me. Oh, 8:30 hours, partner? I'll be there, I say. I really hope so this time because, you have a tendency to be late, and I told you I'm going to have to put that in your employee file. Vice president or not, it's the rules, and without rules, I know, there's anarchy. Don't worry, I'll be there, I say. Should we synchronize? Tobin! Okay. He smiles at me, and I smile at him. And then we hear it, a call from deep inside the woods. Woo! And that, my friends, is the end of Lemons. Ah, what a good ending. How did you think that went? Did you like how all the strings were kind of tied up? Lem is officially going to be staying there with Charlie and her new place in Bigfoot Detectives, Inc. Are you okay with her being vice president? Maybe she should have been co-president. Maybe she'll fight for it later. I think it's funny how even after, all this crazy stuff that's happening, that Tobin and Lem still have their funny little back and forth where he's being so serious about everything and she's kind of being a little bit silly about it. It's funny. Well, I hope you liked the book. I really enjoyed reading with you. It's super fun. And let me know what you think at the bottom. What you think down below in the comments of our Google Classroom. How do you think it ended? Is there anything you might change? Is there anything you wish had happened? Or maybe now you're inspired to write the sequel. What would happen next? What happens next now that Bigfoot Detectives, Inc. has a co-partner, co-owner? All right, my friends, that's it for now. See you soon. Bye.